it's a book that I think I needed. You shouldn't pressure someone. I am confused. There's so many pieces lost that I couldn't fully see what the picture was. Hello friends, and welcome back to another video here on Beatriz's Book Nook. I'm Beatriz, your host, as you probably know, and welcome, if I'm not wrong, to week 2 of Battle of the Booktubers. I am very excited to share with you the reads that I'm going to be reading during this week or in this vlog, and I'm going to be reading the recommendations of Booktuber K, which are the ones that I'm not going to say most excited, because last week was pretty fun, but I'm excited about these ones because it's going back a little bit, because you don't know what books I got. So one of the books is A Witch's Guide to Affecting a Demon by Sarah Hawley, if I'm not wrong, and the other one is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. So for me, these two books are very different. I have never picked a book like, how can I say this? Urban fantasy is not my thing a lot, and I don't read a lot of fantasies, if I'm right, like Neil Gaiman writes. But I'm curious, I want to know more, and I'm excited to read these recommendations from Booktuber K. I'm filming this, I have already started one of the books, which is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, and I'll leave my opinions for when I do my first update. But I can tell you, whoever chose this book, I think they did know when I was going to be reading it, because it's a book that I think I needed at the time that I'm reading it. I am really enjoying it, but I will give you my opinions when I actually do my section. So I think this is it for this introduction, and I'll see you all when I have an update for you. Until then, see you in a bit, friends. Hi, hello, and welcome to my first update for A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. So I was going to start this book later than what I actually did, but I decided that it was a good time to start it now because I wanted something to read, and I'm going to update you now, because I just took a shower and I'm going to go and do my skincare. So while I do my skincare, I am actually going to share with you my thoughts on this book, because I am liking it so much. I don't know if it is because of me being in a reading slump, or because this book is helping me getting out of this reading slump, but honestly, I am liking it so much. I laughed a lot when they talked about chickens, and when our main character exploded a chicken. That was hilarious. I have this thing with chickens and I find them very funny, so that one was definitely a plus. And I am loving the banter, and our main characters, I think they are very different. One is very cozy, very bubbly, very friendly, and the other one, the guy, which is the demon, it's the opposite of it. So I am really liking that. I think that is interesting. I don't normally enjoy urban fantasy, but I am quite enjoying this one because I actually don't feel like, well, I feel like we are in a different world, but at the same time the world feels very real. It feels like it's not as all just witches, you know? Which normally urban fantasy to me feels a bit off. In this case it doesn't, which I'm quite appreciating. So I'm loving it. I don't think I'll give it a 5-star, because this is not the type of book that I normally give a 5-star, although it can be pretty close. So I think I don't know, because I'm just also 25% in, so I can't really predict a lot, but I am really enjoying this book. No, I don't want to give a big synopsis, but basically what this book is about, it's a girl, she's called Mariel, something like that. And she is a witch, but she cannot do any like big spells or something like that. And because when she was born there was like this big thing around her birth where there was this like, I can't remember, but there was a big thing that said that she's going to be a big like witch and do great things and all of that. There's a big pressure on her, and her mom is like, you come from a really like very prestigious bloodline of witches and you can't even do like the small of the spells, so how can we be the same blood? And one day she loves gardening and she loves baking, and one day she's trying to summon, I think it was flour, and she accidentally summons a demon, which is Ozroth, and him to go back to his like land, to his plane. He has to make a pact in a way with her where he's going to end up taking her soul, which means he's taking also her magic, and she does not want that because it was an accident summoning him. So she's stuck with him, he's stuck with her, they are bantering, that is happening. But I saw a review on Goodreads saying that it has more smut than what they were expecting. Honestly, at the moment I am not needing smut for the book. I hope the smut doesn't break this book for me, because if it does, I think I am going to rate the book a little bit lower. But so far I am really enjoying it, I'm really liking it, and oh my, I am having so much fun. And thank you to Booktuber K, because I think this book made me out of my reading slump, so that is amazing. And I finished my skincare, so this update is also finished.
Remember the days we were young, wild and free.
Hello friends, I am going to talk to you about A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I am already at 50%. Honestly, I have putting off doing this update with you all because I have, let me get it. So because I did not do the update as soon as I wanted to, I actually have a little paper with stuff that I want to say. Let me start by saying I am enjoying the book. I am liking it. I'm liking the story, and I'm quite liking the characters, but I was enjoying it more in the beginning than what I am now. And I haven't picked the book for like 2 days now, so I think well, that does not say something, but in a way I think it does. But let me tell you what I'm thinking. So about our main character, I think everyone just simply belittles her. So being it magic or being it believing in someone, and her relationships, especially her relationship with Ozroth, I am not liking that. I think she is like very capable, but because she has so many pressure in her from her family, she cannot like show her full capacity in a way. So I really think, to me, this is one of the things that's making me most like mad about this book, because I think like you shouldn't pressure someone. You shouldn't say, oh, you should not do this like that way or this that way. Like, oh, I cannot not even put this to words, but this makes me a little bit mad, because like she like herself is going through a hard time, because like since she was born, everyone told her that like she's going to be one of the best, she's going to be like one of the most powerful witches, and because she is not yet able to get to this point, everyone just belittles her. And even her friends, like I saw it at some point that even her friends were doing it to her, and I'm like, I don't enjoy that. The second thing, and this is something that I am actually enjoying, is the fact that although we know Ozroth is a demon, because he has this human soul inside of him, is actually finding and like discovering like true love, not true love, but is discovering human emotions, and I am actually quite enjoying that. And I also enjoy the how much he worries about Mariel, even though he knows he shouldn't. But I quite enjoy that. Now, I have a few critics as of now. To me, this is an insta love story, although like I'm already at 50%. I think only 3 days have passed, and they are already in love with each other. They have already have feelings with each other, and I'm like, in normal life that is not how normally stuff goes, but for some people it is, but for me it's not. So I am finding it a little bit too much. Also, I am constantly seeing like here and there how the author is using her book to make a critique to the American systems, either it be like the school system or the health system, and I'm like, why do you feel the need to put that in your book? Well, the problem with urban fantasy to me is that it feels too real. It touches a little bit too real points, but yeah, other than that, I think I'm enjoying it. I will not be giving it a 5 stars, and I don't think I'll be giving it any lower than 3 stars. So, YouTuber K, I think you are in good luck, because I am not going to, at least I think this is not too bad of a rating. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. I want to see a little bit more development. I also want to see Mariel get into her full-on capacity, so I'm excited. I want to keep going, but I also have so many other things that I need to read that I don't even know where to start. So yeah, I'll leave so I can go read, and I'll talk to you all in about 25% of my readings.
Basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun.
Hello friends, and well, not hello, but this is going to be the last update that I will give you for A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, because I finished the book last night, I think, and I've been putting off to like do this update to give you a review, because honestly I am still not 100% sure what I'm going to rate the book, because I am, so to put in short, I loved the beginning, I hated the middle of the book, and I was simply okay with the ending. So let's dissect this, and maybe we can figure out together the rating that I'm going to give it. I loved the beginning because I was loving to get to know the characters, to get to know the banter, and to like understand what was happening around the world, and understand everything with Mariel and Osrod and with everyone, how like the family dynamics and all of that. I was loving that. The middle, it's when I felt the book really felt left down, because I was enjoying so much the beginning that when Osrod and Mariel start to actually enjoy having each other in their company, the book simply was not it. I felt like it was very underwhelming. I actually was like, what is happening? Where is the beginning that I enjoyed so much? And like the ending was just so mid that I was like, oh, okay, this is how it ends. So I don't know what to think about it. Like, I loved to get to know like more about nature magic and all of that, but other than that, I felt like the characters felt a little bit like flat to me. Like there was not a big development in them, only like understanding some bits and bobs here and there. Like the story mainly felt to me like it was a romance, really. I would have loved to see a lot more about the nature stuff and what was happening and all of that. I really enjoyed like where it was concerned to magic. but the rest I did not enjoy so much. I did not like the smut. I felt like it was not needed in this book. We could have like done really well with it being like we knew it was happening, but we didn't have to have like the description of how stuff was happening. I really did not think we should have gotten such a big emphasis on Mariel's mom. I think like every other scene was Mariel like ranting about how her mom was a narcissist and how her mom was not the best mom and all of that. I really felt like we were constantly getting that at a point that I was like, okay girl, I know your mom is the worst. I know your mom only cares about herself and her competitions and being like the best of the best, but it's enough. You need to focus on other things. And I really liked when Mariel stood up for herself at almost the 75% mark. I really think that was really interesting. Other than that, the second half of the book was very disappointing to me, and because the ending was just so mid, I am having a hard time rating it, because I am thinking of rating it the same way I rated one other book I finished recently, and I am thinking of giving it 2.75, not because I think the book is bad, but because I think it could have been more developed and more interesting developed than what it actually was. But saying this, I know it's a debut, and I know debut novels can be hard for authors, but this is just my opinion, and I think like that's the point of beta readers, to give you the feedback to make the novel a bit better than what you actually scripted. So I think unless I keep thinking about it, and when I do the last wrap up for Stardust by Neil Gaiman, unless when I do that I have been thinking on the book and think it deserves a better grade or a better rating, I will change it. But for now I think it's going to be a 2.75, because I loved the beginning but I did not love anything else. So yeah, I think this is it. I think I am confident in this rating, and yeah, I will now start. Where is it? It's actually charging. But I will be starting Stardust by Neil Gaiman next, and I'm excited. It's a small book, so let's see how well we can rate this and can like talk about it, but I'll do an update soon. Hello friends, just a first quick update about Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and I just finished like the first chapter, the first 15%. I am confused, I might say, because like I was going back and forth between the Goodreads page so I could see like what is said in the description of the book, and supposedly we were following a character named Tristan or something like that, and in the book we were following a character named Dustin. So I was so confused. Then at a certain point it actually made sense to me that the book started with like a setting. The author was just setting for what was going on to happen in the rest of the book, saying that I cannot say if I'm liking it or if I'm disliking it, because I am finding the book very confused for now. I do understand what is happening. I do understand how Tristan was born, but I still don't fully understand the idea of the book, if that makes any sense. So let's see. Tomorrow I'll keep going. It's now 11 p.m. So I think I'll go change into my pajamas and I'll call it a night. So don't mind the back, what is going on here, but I have finished Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and once again, yes, I have a pen in my hand, but it will make sense because I just wrote all of my thoughts about the book, and I think we are in for a little bit of a wild ride because I don't think anyone thought I would be rating this book what I am going to be writing. So my first thoughts, I think I shared once what I was thinking because the book read so fast that I just felt like there was no need to really like deep dive and update. But I think I was wrong because although it's only a 159 page book, I think it looked more like a 500 page book for me personally. I think so. This is my first, let's go back a little bit and tell you this is my first Neil Gaiman work that I'm actually reading. And I think with saying that I don't think his works are actually for me, I'm saying that his works are not for me because if all of his works are just like Stardust or have like a similar writing style to Stardust, I think I will not be able to keep up. And saying this, let's go back to the book actually because I think that's what interests everyone the most. So I found the world very interesting. I really liked I not really like, but like I liked them enough, and this is a world that I would normally enjoy and be loving and see myself deep diving and in and honestly just being almost obsessed about. But it fell off for me. I think it fell down the hole because the writing style, and I think I said in my bio that I don't do well with very flowery writing. I should have also said that I don't do well with very descriptive books because those types of writing style make me very lost in the plot. So I hope that made sense, honestly. I should have just included a descriptive writing style and not just very flowery writing style, which was my own fault. But I said this because at some time I was so lost from the plot because of all of the descriptions and all of like the side things that were happening that I was like, wait, what is actually the main story of this book? I couldn't figure it out. And I also think that the way that he mixes, Neil Gaiman mixes like 3 different stories in just one book and doesn't clarify them very well, at least not for me. That also made me be like, whose story are we following? And I think although it was not like 100% book for me, I can see why this book was recommended to me because besides the writing style, I think it would have been a hit, but I normally cannot write a book not thinking on the writing style because that's what makes or breaks book for me, and the ending. So because of the fact that I was very lost during most of the book and which did not help, and because I did understand the most part of the plot by like piecing stuff together, almost like I was piecing a puzzle, but there were so many pieces lost that I couldn't fully see what the picture was. I think I'm going to rate this at 3 stars. And yes, it's not a bad 3 stars, or giving 3 stars is not bad, and I did give A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating and Even at 2.75 stars. I am giving Stardust a little bit more because I actually enjoyed the characters and the plot on this, or at least what I understood on this book a lot more than I enjoyed on the first one. So I hope this concluded my review for these books. So let me just do the outro. Let me do like a sum up of what I said, and I'll leave you be to go watch other competitors' videos. So I'll be right back. I am back, and week 2, I think, yeah, I'm trying to be. Week 2 just finished. I am quite happy with how I was able to well rate these books for me, because normally I would have more in mind, like, oh, because someone recommended this to me, I should be giving it a better rating. And this time I'm really trying to focus on what am I thinking of the book, despite it being recommended to me or not. So in this vlog, I read A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which I gave 2.75 stars, and I read Stardust by Neil Gaiman, which I gave 3 stars. I think those were neither a hit or miss for me, but they were very much in the middle. I think they had both good points and they both had bad points for me, but in the end I think the bad points did come up a bit higher than the good points that the books had. But saying this, I also have to say who I think these recommendations were from. And I think from Competitor K, I think Competitor K is actually witchy, which makes sense to me because witchy likes very cozy witch vibes books, and both of these I think fit their reading style a lot more than I think they fit Victoria or Laura. Saying this, I'm going to say goodbye, friends. I also want to thank you, Danny, once again for including me on Battle of the Booktubers Round 3, and I'm having so much fun. I am a little bit behind. It's the 4th of August and I have to have everything finished by the 1st of September, and I still have 3 books to read, which I think they are all of them pretty much chunkers. But saying this, I hope you have fun watching the other competitors, and I hope you have an amazing day, night or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in my next video or in my next vlog. So until then, bye friends!